This is the longest ocean crossing in the world. Stretching a total of 55 kilometers, it is unquestionably one of the most impressive man-made accomplishments in the 21st century. It connects three of China's most prosperous cities: Hong Kong, Macao, and Zhuhai. These three cities are part of a larger urban area known as the Greater Bay Area, which is China's answer to the San Francisco Bay Area located in the United States. This region is undeniably one of the most important urban regions in China, and by extension, in the world. With a population of over 85 million, it's larger than Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Greece, and Austria combined. Its GDP is larger than the entirety of Russia, and if it were to be an independent country, it would rank 9th in the world. Entering this crossing from the western entrance of Macao will have you traveling through 22.9 kilometers of elevated roadway and 3 cable-stayed bridges, before hitting one of 3 man-made islands that will eventually take you beneath the ocean into an almost 7-kilometer underwater tunnel, until you finally emerge onto Hong Kong waters before crossing yet another 12 kilometers of elevated roadway before finally reaching the island of Hong Kong. Not to mention, as you drive through this crossing, you will encounter customs border crossings, as well as a complex road network that will transition you from driving from the right-hand side of the road to the left-hand side. Altogether, this project has taken over 8 years to build at an eye-watering cost of over $18 billion. Yet, even for a country as infrastructure addicted as China, and for an area as important as the Chinese Greater Bay Area, it is still a feat of sheer human and political willpower. Infrastructure projects on this scale simply does not get built for the sake of getting built. So, why did the Chinese set out to build this insane 55-kilometer crossing? Well, some may say that it's simply because of how much time it saves and the economic growth that this new efficiency will generate. And it does seem like a plausible reason. After all, if there's one country that's obsessed with efficiency, it's China. And of course, I'm sure you've heard of the phrase, time is money. Well, so have the Chinese, and they've no doubt taken it to heart. You see, let's pretend you're an average Chinese citizen living in the city of Zhuhai, and you needed to get to Hong Kong for that shopping trip you've been looking towards. If a ferry isn't your fancy, then the average drive will easily take you more than 4 hours. That is, unless you take the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macao Bridge, cutting your travel time from 4 hours all the way down to just 40 minutes. That's less time than it takes my pizza delivery to arrive. Now, you may think, such a significant time savings would result in so much more economic efficiency, and that can surely justify the eye-watering cost. There's just one problem. The numbers don't actually add up. Even before the construction began, it was set to break even only after 36 years. Now, after numerous scandals, tragedies, and cost overruns, this figure has risen to 72 years. The very people who built this bridge won't even get to see it break even during their lifetime. Talk about that for a bad investment. So, despite the logistical and economic improvements, it's simply not enough to justify the $18 billion price tag that came with this project. So, what is the full story here? Why would China spend 8 years and $18 billion to cross an ocean?
Another massive street protest, this in northern Hong Kong. Thousands upon thousands turned out to continue a weekend of demonstrations against the government here.
To get to the full answer, we have to trace ourselves back to the umbrella movement back in 2014 and the subsequent protests that virtually consumed the city of Hong Kong. On July 1st, 1997, the colonial British Empire in Hong Kong came to an end. with the transfer of ownership handed back to mainland China under the premise of one country, two systems. To put it briefly, this system designates the two pre-colonial cities of Macao and Hong Kong as special administrative regions, granting them political autonomy while maintaining Chinese territorial integrity. While this sounds good in theory, the foundations of this system has been eroded over time, and the lines are starting to blur between China's mainland and its special administrative regions. This is the root cause of the numerous protests and clashes that has crippled the city of Hong Kong over the past decade. It is without a doubt then that calming the unrest and stifling the protests is paramount to the Chinese government, both for its own legitimacy and the Bay region's overall stability. This, at least from the Chinese point of view, means integrating Macau, and most importantly, Hong Kong, into the economic and political fold of mainland China. And unsurprisingly, we can leave it to the Chinese to do this with a massive infrastructure project linking these two special administrative regions with the mainland Chinese city of Zhuhai. This massive project is, of course, the Hong Kong-Zhuhai Macao Bridge. You see, this project was not simply built for the purpose of economic gain, but it also stands as a political symbol. It's a constant reminder for the people living in Hong Kong and Macau and the rest of the world that just like this bridge, Hong Kong and Macau will forever be connected to the mainland, and the Chinese government will do anything, including spending $18 billion on creating the world's longest ocean crossing, just to show everyone how serious they are. This is the true reason for the world's longest ocean crossing. In an almost ironic 21st century twist of events, this bridge stands as a juxtaposition against the Great Wall of China. While the previous ruling dynasties of ancient China built the Great Wall as a symbol of strength and civic ingenuity, and as a tool to keep others out, the Hong Kong-Zhuhai Macao Bridge was also built as a symbol of strength and civic ingenuity, but this time as a tool to keep people in. Before you leave, I want to leave you with this. It's important not to disregard this bridge simply for its politics. It's even more important for us to still recognize the engineering significance of this project, to recognize the men and women who sacrificed so much to build this 55-kilometer link crossing an ocean. To recognize the sacrifices of the people who built this bridge, we've created a part 2 of this series diving deep into the controversies and the tragedy behind the project's construction. If you enjoyed this video, you won't want to miss part 2, which you can watch by clicking here. But before you do that, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel and allows us to create even more videos for you. Thanks for your support, and we'll see you in part 2.